Hey, it's Ricky Burke of CyberSec People. So welcome. This is episode number 9, the CSP vlog number 9. So thank you very much for those that have been watching and taking part and messaging me offline about this as well. So today's message is for the job seekers out there, particularly you guys and girls that want to get into the security industry. So I hope you don't find this message too harsh, but I'd rather help you than not. So look, I get messaged quite often, daily in fact, so there's flies going on around. Welcome to Australian summer. I get messaged daily by people asking, how do I get into security? How do I find my break? How do I break into the industry? And this it's an easy question, difficult answer. So the answer is very much dependent on you. It depends on your background, it depends on your experience, it really depends on what you are doing in terms of your own self-learning and development. But as I said, important things about the experience. So there'll be people out there that are not just graduating from a degree or a master's and wanting to get into security. There'll be people out there that are already working, they're in IT, they're in jobs that can be very closely linked to security, but they just want a pure security related role. So I wish I recalled this conversation I had this morning with someone who took the advice I gave them very well, and it sort of put them on a bit of a different path on how to look at things. So I'll give you the specific example. So this particular person had touched on security in their roles, but their predominant role is around engineering, which is a vague term, but basically they build stuff, particularly sort of product engineering. A strong background in development, programming, so my advice was really use what you have to pivot into security. So for that example, for me, application security would be very relevant to what they do, and if they can learn sort of the offensive side of things and brush up on secure coding, then with their background they could be a very interesting person for a number of organizations. So from my experience on the AppSec side of things, companies like people from a programming background that are passionate about security. They would rather have that than someone who maybe is a security specialist that is going to then learn the ins and outs of programming or development, for example. So that's one example, but there'll be plenty of others out there, from the people out there doing infrastructure and networking and maybe architecture, and plenty of other areas. So really use what you have, use what experience you have to your advantage, and try and build on that to break into security. So it will take learning, it will take some development. Really use what you have to your advantage, like I say. Maybe connect with some people that have made that transition themselves. So let's pretend you're a network person, you're in networks, network engineer. There are roles out there that are so similar to what you do, but it's just not what you do. In terms of you could be working in a SOC, you could be working in a, again, security related role, whereas similar tasks, it's just different technologies and different ways of doing things. So there'll be, again, search LinkedIn, look for people that used to do your role and ask them, what do they do? What are the skill sets that they should be learning or you should be learning that will help you in your journey? Because companies want to hire people, quite frankly, that can do the job. So the closer your skill set matches the day-to-day of what an organisation is hiring for, the less time and money they have to put into you, the more desirable you'll be. So if you're going up against, let's say someone who has no experience in a particular field of security, and you have very similar experiences but spending a lot of time self-developing and building that awareness, you will have a much better chance. So you might not want to do that particular role, but try and use it to your advantage. Let's say use what you have to pivot into security. And once you've been doing it for 2 or 3 years, then decide what you want to do, because it's a big wide world out there. Security is such a big industry, but you just need to find a way in, and that could be your way in. So I hope that really helps, because I have this conversation on a daily basis, and I'm happy to do so because I've been doing this for a long time now. But if a few people can watch this, take it away, build on what they have, and use it for their advantage, then good luck to you. All right, have a great day. Take care.